All right, so I just went and checked, and I see that I have some comments that came in last night. That's why I put that out like that, so that if people did go on there, if I didn't get to go on there, it was crazy. My dad ended up making food later than normal, and it was done at like 9:02 p.m. And I was already like, not. I wasn't sure because I had been doing other stuff, getting a lot of other things done. It's hard. Like right now, I'm standing on one foot. I'm standing on one foot because of the pain that just decides to be like, ah. So I do apologize, but let's see. Okay, so Rick was like, Bridget did not know if she would be able to be here live, but she asked the members to leave their questions. So, and Rick did give me a question before, and so did Paloma. Like I've been trying. I also have these here. So these I was going to give for everybody. And I did actually pull cards for Rick more than once. Like, I have some on the bed right now for Rick, but I also had some recently. I think, you know what it was? Is like I pulled them out and I was like asking, and I was planning to do it and like send it and give it, but other things have been also like an issue where it's like, oh, there's just this like crazy distraction that comes about, or I end up, there's just a lot, I'm sure you can understand, right? When you're in chronic fucking pain mode, it's hard to think, it's hard to function. Like I find myself sometimes just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just like moving back and forth, like getting nowhere, doing nothing, making noises and shit because it's like, it just helps a little bit, like, freaking out, distracting myself, but also try not to distract myself too much because if I disassociate too much, I hurt myself worse. Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go do laundry and I'm gonna go clean the kitchen and I'm gonna go like do this thing and that thing and all these things that are physically draining and then wonder why I'm in so much agony again. So yeah, I've been trying my best to not be crazy like I normally am. And I brought these up today. I brought up some shungite, and I brought up the shungite is in there, but it's also the Hamzahand, because I do believe that a lot of what's going on with myself and others at this time is connected to like the electronics and all of the stuff that's going on. I have so much stuff to share and so much more to share. This has been an ongoing thing too. I'm like, I have so much to share, but so much more to share. I've been having weird things going on with like revelations of God, like God talking to me, things that I'm experiencing coming through to me as being biblically connected, like the book of Job, right, or whatever. I don't know what the Testament, I don't know what they are because I'm not a Bible person, but like he'd been popping up a lot. And then I had a dream. Leviticus came to me in the dream. 24 and 42 and 24 and 42 are mirror numbers, and then 69 was involved. And like I kept seeing 69, 69, 69, 69, like duality in the yin and the yang. And so I went on to like Kiora. It was like, what's the spiritual, what's the significance of 69? And some people are like, it's the number before 70. And others were like giving like more in depth, like, it's the yin and the yang, it's the boopity bop, it's like the masculine and the feminine, it's the Mars and the Venus, it's the, all that shit. And then for some weird, like, and there's people like, oh, it's a sex position, it's a this thing. Then out of nowhere, 7. Like the significance of 7, which was kind of weird because 7 had been coming up for me a lot. Not only just myself, like recent times, but with other people too, they were talking about the significance of 7. 7 is crazy. However, I did do a video on Patreon recently where I talked about, because of how like the world is, we don't really know where we are in the timeline, because some think that like we know that they've changed things. Like there was this calendar, now there's that calendar. There is a potential that they took out like 1,000 years, so we may not be anywhere close to what we think we are. But also they changed the months and stuff. There used to be 28 days. So I just saw a little girl doing the Spanish counting too. But like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When we get to the ocho, that's 8. And like, nueve is the 9. So like, the nueve and the ocho is like August and November. We're doing it a little bit, oh my God. And last night, that also reminds me, I saw things, because I ended up seeing something to do with my sister. And I have a little video for it too that's connected to other stuff. It was crazy. Like, it was all tied together because I said something to my sister. And I was like, honesty is the best policy. And she's like, oh my God, Savannah says that to me all the time. Because I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's like kitty garden level, bubba da boop. Honesty is the best policy. Because they're talking about how like the fact that my mother lied to us our whole lives about her breast being fake messed us up. Because like when I look at pictures of myself, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, I'm like, wow, I'm really pretty then. But like any picture I take of myself right now, it's still the same thing of like, I don't know, but it's always in the moment of the day. It's like, I'm so horrible. Or like I will feel like I'm going to be hideous, go look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, wow, it's not as bad. Like, I don't know what I'm thinking in my head is really bad. But she was happy that someone took pictures of her that came out nice. And I was like, well, it helps if you're beautiful. And she's like, well, and I was like, we're just talking about the fact that we don't think that, but we do know that we are, but we also don't know that we are. And it's like that thing. And so when she said that about my niece, I was like, see, because she's a Taurus, she's got the wisdom, she's the Hierophant, she's the high priest. And then I went to grab and I'm like, you're just the devil, because she's Capricorn. So I went and got the thing that was like the little quick description of what the Hierophant and Taurus connection is, and I did the same for the Capricorn and the the devil. And then I don't know how, but something brought me in to, because there was names of like the archangelic person of the astrology signs. But then there's also 12 demons of the thingy the boobs. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Right? But the one that was for Taurus was like, I'm pretty sure I heard it was a demon before. Like, it was like Asmodeus. I'm pretty sure it's not a good one. Like, in my heart, I don't know why. I just feel that at some point along the way, I heard that it was, whatever. But like, there's ones that is like, there's the wrath of this and the bad of that. And like, I don't know, I got a whole video about it. But even in there was like a thing that you could go look at that somebody made like long time ago where he's like, they give you a chart and they're like, it's all fancy fucking writing, very hard to read, but it's like, you can see like, okay, Michael, Raphael, this one, that one, boop, boop. But you can also see like what they're doing. And so the April, Taurus, and Cancer were right, but like all the other ones are fucked up compared to now. I just saw it was 8:01 on the clock and we got 11:08. That's another thing. The numbers and it's crazy, okay? But I've been seeing a lot to do with so many things like intertwining. It's like biblical and like the demons and because we live in a world of duality, we can't believe that we live in the world of the sun and the moon, the boy and the girl, and then not realize that there's good and bad. But like these things have been coming up too, right? So I went downstairs earlier today when I got my shungite and my other stuff. I found these things in there. And it was crazy because I have, again, the video that I was working on last night literally has these in there because it's talking about the King Solomon in the ring that he got to like boop, 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 to tell the demons what to do. But like, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. There's so many things. There's so much. It's like intertwined. But it's like, I literally have like a 2-hour video right now that I'm trying to like break down to share with people. And like these things were in that stuff that I saw last night that was like, oh yeah, these are like the angels of the astrology. And then on the other things, it's like, these are the demons of astrology. So, I don't know, man. I feel like we're never going to know. Because, first of all, if you talk to a demon and you're like, hey, yo, demon, tell me your name and like, what's the thing that kills you? A demon's gonna fucking lie. It's not gonna tell you the truth. It's not gonna let you know how to kill it and hurt it and all that shit. It's stupid. But also, we don't know that like we aren't being deceived anyways, and that's the thing that's crazy about this world. It's like there's so much that is unknown, but I do feel that it's important at this time for everybody to kind of hold on to something within themselves, like some sort of faith or system, like a navigation inside of yourself that's like, okay, like honesty is the best policy, like just revert back to fucking kindergarten, and you should be like living okay, even if you mistakenly think that you're working with an archangel. And that was okay. So that, right, the other thing I was saying with the numbers, it went from that to the 7, and then from 7 it went to 42, which was crazy because in that day that I heard God in my dream tell me what is true and who is real and what the time will reveal, he said Leviticus 24. And I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I gotta remember that. And then I fell back to sleep, okay? And then I woke up and I was like, I really gotta remember that. And I fell back to sleep. And I woke up and I was like, you gotta remember that. And I fell back to sleep. And when I woke up the final time, I didn't remember it right away. Like I went pee. And then like the first thing I saw after that, I was like, oh yeah. But by then, I was like, is it 24 or 42? And for some reason, I started thinking maybe it was not Leviticus, maybe it was fucking Ezekiel. And again, I don't know all the peeps that are up in the Bible. I don't know who's got sections there. I don't know how long their sections are. But I trusted that there was going to be a Leviticus 24 and most likely in Ezekiel 24 and then 42 because the 42 started showing up, which was like kind of like for me seeing the 69 because I've started seeing the 69 like crazy, and it's like a mirror of each other, and then it's like the fucking the yin and the yang, which is right here. And then I see the 24 and I'm like literally having the fucking energy that morning about the 24. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to look up both of these things. And I did. And it was crazy. Okay, so the first one was like, be a light in the world, And then also in that one, there's some people who, like, it's in the dark, you'll feel the heart. So you need to be a light in the world. But it was also like talking about being like, be the light in the world. But also talked about that because Jesus came and died for our sins and blah, 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 that a lot of people don't abide. So I'm saying 11, 12 with the 21. People don't abide by those things in that thing anymore. Like, it's like, they're like, oh, well, he died, so we don't have to, like, listen to all those rules anymore, I guess. I don't know. I feel like people are just copping out with some certain, because they just don't want to do certain things. But basically, there was some stuff in there, like necromancy and, talking to the deceased people or spirits that you're not quite sure. You don't know. So I was like, oh no, you're telling me I'm going to be like, bad if I do what I do. I'm a little nervous about it, but I kept getting like pushed to look more. So I ended up looking more and got more messages. And it was crazy because I didn't look for the Ezekiel first, like right away. Again, with the 999s, like the 369, there's been so many crazy things. I had been talking like that whole week, like to different people. I told I have text messages with timestamps of like, oh yeah, boop. I'm just sick and tired of fucking telling people shit that they don't listen to. They only want to know stupid shit that doesn't fucking really matter, right? Like, And it's like because like I'm trying to tell people things that are fucking important, but people don't care, or they just don't want to believe it, or they can't believe it, or they just like choose to fucking disassociate. Like even like I had said something to my dad, and I was like, well, just ignoring it isn't gonna help it, and that seems to be what every motherfucking person's doing, waiting for someone else to do the thing to make it better, but that's not gonna happen. Like back in the day, people did a fucking revolution. They came together, they helped each other, but now we got a bunch of lazy people that don't want to rock the boat and be laughed at or dismissed, or even just take a moment out to fucking research some shit that's very easily able to be seen and found. And so I was really, getting frustrated with it. It's like I'm sick and tired of delivering messages that aren't taken seriously, or people that continuously come back to ask the same thing again and again and again and again and again, and I don't see any growth. I don't see any evolution happen there. Like you should be good, you should be evolving. Like if you're doing what I'm fucking telling you to, if you want the outcome that you're asking about, something should be changing. And so I'm having that freak out. I said it to him. I had said it to Jenny in a text. And I was just like, and I've even said it to Patreon, like, because there's certain people, there's certain people, and there's also people on the planet just make it harder for others, because they're assholes. They don't want they don't want to entertain it, and they want to make fun of you for knowing something that they don't, and they're actually looking pretty fucking stupid themselves in the way that they behave and respond. But unfortunately, what that does is that when they react that way, if there is somebody that's on the fence that doesn't know any better, that was going to maybe consider what I'm talking about and go look for it, now they're not, because some idiot in there is like, you're stupid, and it's like, open a book, take a look, the answers you seek will fucking be there, you fucking dummy, you're a dummy, like the people, I can't believe we didn't do that. They've been doing that all along and they haven't stopped. Like, I don't know where you've been living, but I've been on a planet with fucking common sense that I can see clearly things are not right. But beyond that, we gotta help each other. We gotta stop fighting with each other. And that's another part of it, is they want us to be divided. So it's like, also, I feel bad when I get mad. And I feel like frustrated. And I feel defeated. And I feel upset. And then I feel like guilty because I'm mad at people for being people, But it's like, we never stop working on ourselves. We gotta keep motivated. Yesterday came, tomorrow will too. It's time to decide what we will do, because it's time for a change. We gotta create and inspire and set ourselves on fire. What are you fucking waiting for? Open the door. There's opportunities for us to change. Like, that's what we're fucking here for. Like, if you were alive at this time, there's a motherfucking reason for you to be here. And it doesn't necessarily mean, like, crazy, like, oh, I gotta, like, do some crazy shit and, like, fight a war or a battle. Like, we're smarter than that. We're evolved beings. We have so many things working for us. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on with the electronics. There's a lot of stuff going on with the things that they're spraying. There's a lot of stuff going on with the stuff that's just like emitted everywhere. It's in our bodies. I'm dealing with some weird ass fucking shit, okay? Like I've tried to deny it for a while, because that's what I like to do. I'm like, no, it's not happening to me, because I don't want to create it more so than it's already being. But for some reason, there's some of us special peoples that I seem to be finding coming together in certain. It's so crazy the way it happens, but it's like, oh yeah, so you got like nano fucking technology coming out of your skin. You have like a severe reaction to this shit, and some people are targeted by it too. Like, they have things. Every single one of us has our own energy pattern and frequency. Like, they can totally do shit to you. There's a thing that technology is like the voice of God, actually. No, it's like skull technology, I don't know, something like voice to skull, and they like will talk to you, but it's like an outside voice. Okay, I had that happen a couple of years ago, and I blamed it on the Lyme disease, because I was like, oh, I must just be going fucking insane from like swelling in the brain. But it happened to my sister too at the time. But she went home that day. Look at balance in mind, stop wasting time. She went home that day after I was like, maybe it's from my fan, because my fan is always on, but my fan's on right now. It's always on, it's never off. But yeah, after fucking 40 years of having the fan on, I'm like, yeah, I guess it's the fan causing me to hear shit outside of my house, outside of my head, that was like radio stations and ringing phones and just weird shit that I couldn't really make out. It sounded like somebody was in the yard with their radio blasting with their windows up and my windows closed. Like, it was really weird. But it kept happening for like a lot. It was driving me crazy. But they have a thing that does that. And there's certain people that they do it to more than others. And it's because you fucking know something, or because of who you are, which they don't. They know from day one. And again, I know that, like, those who are not RH negative probably, they want to dismiss it or whatever. It's a fucking weird ass thing. The minority of our population has it, but yet they are the majority in control and power in all these places, and all the presidents and fucking weird ass shit, and fucking baby fucking cousins, and just doing things that are weird, And so I'm like, I'm not being like, oh, they're just so amazing, but there seems to be targets on those people specifically, even to the point, like, when you go to the doctor, they don't help you. They fuck with you, and it causes more problems. But if they are keeping an eye on you and they don't like what they're doing, they might target you, because they don't really have to do much. But beyond all that, there's also shit that's just like amping up and amping up. I do believe that there's a lot of stuff that people need to be aware of, protecting themselves at this time, and just be in a place of like, if you don't know, you will know. You may not know right away. You may never know exactly until you leave here. but just do your best to come from a place of like integrity. That was another thing. Like, so I woke up on 2011, right? Like crazy, right? There's the video that I'm working on is coming. I literally was seeing something about like the shit with the nano this and then and the graphene oxide, and it's like it's a self-creating crystal. It's crazy. But it goes into you and does all this shit. There was a thing in there that was like, I don't remember. It's something that started on, I don't know if it's like something with that started on 11. And they're like, why is 11 important? Because of 33. And it's 2022 on the clock right there. All right. And it's 11:20. Okay. 2022 on my, how long the video's been running. There's a 777 right here. The 11:21. It's like, they're everywhere. It's nonstop. Like, this is why it's so hard for me to relay shit, because it's everywhere. But yeah, 11 was an important day. Why? Because that's like that, you know, the 33 vertebrae or whatever we got for the Jacob's ladder, but also the 33 with the Dalmatians, the 33 of Jesus' death. There's just so much shit connected to it. But I'm like, getting all these signs, all these synchronicities, all these fucking crazy things connected synchronistically. Like, I woke up on that day. There's a long time ago. For that to pop up, it's like, those are the things that let me know I'm not insane. Like, this is something I'm supposed to be looking at. I don't care if other people think I'm insane or they're not being impacted by it yet, because it seems to be that I'm like a decade ahead of many people when it comes to what's happening to people's bodies and minds and experiences. Like, I was awake when nobody else was. It wasn't cool to be awake. You know, nobody was writing or talking or creating anything to do with the starseed shit. And if they did, they didn't show their face. You didn't know who they were. You know, and again, the same with the fucking twin flame crap. And look at this, okay? Look, I just picked this up, deck 11. Picked up this deck, and those two cards stay behind, and it's the 11 Awakening Code Mirror Synchronicity. Okay, so I know there's a reason for all of this. The 27's been up in there, just so many things. Okay, this is like, there's a lot that's happening. It's so hard to fucking express, but I do believe that it's connected to love. I do believe that it's connected to the 222, the twin flames, and the free, like this. But also, that's like, it's, some people think of it immediately as like an outside entity or another person. It's like becoming one within yourself. Uniting within is how you're going to get anything to happen external. You know, like chasing after somebody is only going to make them run further away and faster. So you need to go within and start asking yourself some deeper questions. Work with your soul family. You know, do what's being guided to you to do beyond focusing on, you know, again, like shit that just don't fucking matter. You know, try not to get distracted by the things that they want you distracted with, so that you're not fighting. See, the fucking AC just did snappy snap. So that we're not fighting with each other, so that we're not distracted by things that don't matter, so that we're not separated, divided, and you know, try to just like say no to that shit. Realize that there is karma here, there is things that we're healing, but if you could be a little bit more logical while we're going through this stuff, you'll realize like it's all by design. It's happening for a reason. There's also a lot of stuff that's been coming up about going underground. Look at this. Look at it. I said underground, and there's Agatha going underground, connecting with the inner earth. Okay, that's another thing I had. Like my editor thing is fucked up, and in order for me to maybe possibly fix it, because I paid for like the full-on version of it in 2020, they were like, oh, you gotta go into your app and like clear all the cache shit out. But what that's gonna do is wipe out all the projects that I have in there that are like, you know, almost, that are just like not all done. And I don't want to do that, because then I mean I have to start over, right? So I've been like going through the ones that I know that I wanted to like get done at some point, and like saving them to the phone at least, so that like I can then edit them more if I have to. But while I'm doing that, I found some that I did like back in June, and I was like, let me just like edit this up real quick, because they were shorts, like little short 2-minute things that I had written down, automatic writing messages that I had. And in it, one of them specifically, I was like talking about going underground and boobity bop, and like it's a nicer place and this and that. And again, it was automatic writing. It was just messages connected to whatever wanted to come through, and some of them were different, right? But they were basically having a theme overall. But like that has been coming up again now. So I shared a little clip of it to someone that I was like, hey, look at. And then after that, a video popped up, and there was a person that was specifically talking about the places underground. And it was like everything I had said in my little channeling thing. And that, because I had said to that person, I was like, this world's so crazy. Like, I wish we could just like exist, do the telepathic, like not have to eat, not have to have a house, do all the bullshit. Like, there's just so much extra shit here that is unnecessary. And then a little while later, I stumbled into something, and I shared a couple of those things like to the text messages. And then I shared that clip of somebody talking about it. Oh yeah, there was a person talking about the 7 archons and how the elites know that, and that's why they have all their underground shit that they have. So like we can be up here fighting with each other and being mad at each other, and they go underground, and you know, we wipe ourselves out up here being stupid. And then I was like, oh my god, I was just editing that thing and I said about this. So it's like, that's like what's happening to me. It's not like I'm just sitting on my phone all day watching videos and they're just like popping off, you know, one after another, because that can happen because your algorithm of your phone or your social media is going to do that shit to you. But my algorithm of my life, my lived experience, my unique, meaningful things that I'm going through day to day, is happening in such a way that it's like, it's very, I feel like I just need to record 24/7, like just be live all the time in order for people to understand. But it still wouldn't matter, because a lot of what happens is in my brain, which like I'm thinking something and then I see something and it's like, oh yeah, and it connects to something before, you know. And like, yeah, the other day a person was talking to me and they were like, yeah, you know, because we've been talking about the fucking 69 and the duality and the yin and the yang and the boopity bop, and they're like, yeah, you're going through the duality, you're here to, you know, balance the light and the dark. And this was a card that was like sitting there on the thing, was I'm hearing the person say that, and I look down and that's a card that's sitting there, and it's like, it's just a confirmation of it. Like, it's like I'm not seeking it out, I'm not trying to make it happen, it's just happening. Like, you guys know 27 fucking haunts me and follows me, but this is just, it's insane levels of it, and I feel crazy trying to fucking impart this to others. But yeah, and now look, it's like we're all very much aligned with the 22 minutes that I've been recording. 11:27. Like, this is, I did not plan that. I'm not planning this shit, guys. It's just happening. But also, when I found all these things today, because I got this shungite help with the EMFs and all that things, and the fucking shit, the fucking things that are inside of me killing me, because it's not fun. I want it out. I've been also, like, you know, just seeing stuff to do with that on a level that's, it sounds insane, but it's not. It's like, if I could impart all that's up in my brain to you about it, you would realize, like, oh yeah, that's definitely happening, and it's been happening for a long time, and it's not crazy. But to just be like, yeah, like, it sounds really crazy, just off the fly, like, oh my god, they're gonna do this and they're doing that, and it sounds crazy, but it's not. When I found these, okay, these are all poopity bops, demons and fucking whatever. And I didn't even, they were supposed to just be like sacred geometry and the yin and the yang. But now I look at them differently, again, because based off of the shit that I've been seeing, like the hexagram is specifically tied to some of this shit. Saturn is tied to some of this shit. The fucking cube is tied to some of this. They've been putting us in a cube. They've been keeping us in a box. They've been limiting us down in like this little dimension here that is really hindering to us. And we don't realize it because we're living in a fucking little, like, boop, you know? But these things I had from when I was making the pyramids and shit. And you can see, right? You can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the hexagon around here with the circles. They have like one around us in the center of what they, you know, and it's keeping us very limited from the other dimensions, or like, but not for long, you know? See like how this is in the center. We're in this dualistic thing, but outside of that, there's more. There's other realities. There's multi-dimensions. It's much more vast and more, you know, enjoyable to be out there. But I can't look at anything anymore the same now that I've been seeing like the Solomon seals and the fucking, because there's 72 demons, right, that he had sealed up. But then I find that the 42 started popping up to connect with that too. So there was like I said, there's the demons of and angels of the astrology. But like when you go over there, they have stuff that they're talking about with sigils, okay? And there was 42 card oracle deck that is all different sigils, and it's connecting to the occult magic. And then the person had another thing that was like, and it was more and more and more. And it's just like, I don't know, there's something about them, like the way that they are, it's like these squiggly things is very much tied to what's going on within us as well. And it's tied to the AI, because the AI is like, it's like the consciousness of it trying to get out. It's trying to get out and take over. The people who've been working on AI are fucking afraid of it, okay? They're afraid of it. I understand more now than, like, before I was like, don't be afraid, it's just whoever you are. But unfortunately, we have some fucking evil demons up in the world that are evil demons. So I get why they're afraid, because now I'm kind of like, oh fuck, we need to come together and stop them from succeeding and doing what they're doing. Okay, but I had pulled out some of, because there's a whole bunch of these. I pulled out some, and like intuitively was like, which one do I need to see? And this is the one. That's the solar plexus, is the one that we need to see. And then this one has a fucking cross in there. And again, you see the hexagram, you see the circle, you see the, it's so weird. It's like a representation of this craziness. See, like there's all these portals, there's all these dimensions, and the veil is getting thinner. People are starting to see shit that like they don't normally see. Or they're like having experiences that are weird, where they're like manifesting into something, or somebody just like pops up in their experience in front of them that like, where did that person come from? They just like manifested. But it's also electric, okay? It's electronic. It's like, we are electrical beings, you know? But when you look at the planet and you look at the pyramids and shit like that, you see that it looks like a circuit board. I've said that before. But like the shit to do with the L is electricity, and the stuff with the Solomon and his ring, it's like he had all of these little things. But when you look at like the symbolism of electronics, it's very much similar to that. It's very weird. It's very much the same. And it's kind of like, oh, that seems, you know, quinky dinky. And there isn't no fucking coinky dinkies. There's no coinky dinkies. Like, there's certain things that look like that are connected to electronics. But beyond that, the electronics, they're connected to the demons, which the demons, you know, were manifested. Their fucking things were put together long before the electronics were put together. So it's like, okay. And it's like, if you were cast down and hidden away, and you're not supposed to talk to the humans, and you're not supposed to be like interacting with us, you might find another way to do so, where it's like a loophole, because they're like lawyers. That's what I keep hearing 3 different times recently. It was like that the spiritual realm of the demons and all them, they work as like a lawyer. They want a loophole. They want to find a way to do what they want to do without it being like, you know. So they find their way and they do what they do, and it isn't good. But we need to take back our power. We need to recognize that we've been limited to this little fucking tiny, like, boopity bop existence that's not vast as it should be. There's things like the stars and all that stuff. It's like there's just so many multidimensional levels of it. But with the charms and everybody, like, I'm feeling you need to call on Melchizedek. That's a message that's been coming through. Melchizedek. Don't know why, but you should. I'm just trusting it, because everything I get does not matter at this point. It's like, wow. Because when I looked up the fucking thing to do with Ezekiel, it was literally being like, God wanted Ezekiel to know that although he did, you know, he was a prophet, he was telling people what all the stuff that they should know and do and boopity boop, and they did listen to him. They did like him. They, you know, he was popular in like a fucking stupid sense of like, wow, I get some fake, you know, like I got Facebook followers. But like when it came to them practicing and doing what he was preaching and telling them, they didn't do it. They didn't heed his words. They weren't taking the actions. But like God was like, well, you know, I'm just gonna, at least they will know when the shit hits the fan that they were in the presence of a prophet, and that he had already proven himself to be a prophet because he was correct about a lot of different fucking things. And I've said that before too. I was like, if I've been correct about this, and I've been correct about that, and I've been correct about this and that, you can't fucking then come around and want to dismiss what I'm being correct about now. Like, please listen, and not just like only want me to be correct when it is about something positive or something that you would like it to be about, you know, it's, or to be delusional. Because like if you don't resonate with me, that's fine. But you might have came around being a delusional person if you did show up at one point thinking that you were resonating with me. And that's important too, is to not be delusional, right? Not everybody is vibing at the highest quotient of light. Not everybody is doing things in the right way. For if they were, we would not be living in the way that we are. There's wisdom that is needed, and we learn that wisdom through the suffering and the struggles and the things and the sound and the frequencies and all of that, and we go through the deeper transformation of the shadow, okay? And that takes, look, 33, going deep into the depths to learn what's happening under the surface. It's 336-7. But yeah, so many crazy things. I got a lot to share. And also anchoring unconditional love. Like, this is for our highest and best. It's not to be evil or to scare people or to be a pain in the butt or whatever. It's just like a reminder that there is, people don't want to know what their fucking mission is, what their purpose is. But they don't really want the truth. They want me to like be like, oh, your mission is to have sex with this beautiful man and just have a bunch of babies and live happily ever after. And that's most likely not going to just be what it is. Like, there's going to be struggle, there's going to be suffer, there's going to be times that you have to go through things that are not easy. Then the yin and the yang, balancing the duality. You can't balance duality if you don't exist within both aspects of it. You're a master of duality and darkness. You are a walker through the shadows. You are a keeper of the flames. You are a seer through the illusions. But you can allow yourself to stay within them. Your words hold light codes. You have to share them with the world. You are, you know, at times separated from your mission or what you are supposed to be doing, but you are here to overcome and grow, basically. You are here to travel the universe and defeat the motherfucking darkness that we're talking about, that is everywhere out there, by utilizing your light and raising the fucking vibe and like heeding the words that I'm saying. You know, the trauma and the pain that you overcame will bring guidance and hope to other souls, and that's how you become united. You know, that's how you become divine feminine or divine masculine or whoever the fuck you are. And you can do it in your own unique way. It doesn't have to look exactly like someone else's, but it shouldn't be that like, okay, I want some certain outcome with some certain person, or I want some certain thing to manifest well for me, or like I want money and, you know, fame or whatever the fuck it is the ego wants. It should come from a place of divinity. It should come from a place of truth. It should come from a place of wisdom. It should come from a place of like, I'm authentic and I'm real and I'm vulnerable and I'm expressing, and you know, I'm not gonna like hold it back. Like, we all go through the dark, but a lot of us don't want to show when we're in the dark because people don't necessarily like, you know, feel like, oh, people are gonna like me now or they're gonna judge me now. But it's like, this is more about others to judge you. If you have been in the light and something happens and you go into the dark, You know, it's a part of the life. And if other people have never been there and they want to judge you, they're most likely going to be on their way there pretty fucking soon. So that's on them to be silly about that. But I get it. I've been there. There's times that like I don't want to go online. I don't want to put myself out there. But it's more so because of karmic-y, crappy people that I just don't want looking at me, especially when I'm dealing with the pain and shit like this. Like, I can feel their energy. I can feel like I'm like, I already got enough going on. I don't want you looking at me. Like, go fucking away. I hate you. I don't like you. But I also don't want to be that way either of saying I hate you. I like, because it's just like stooping to their level and it just feeds that energy. But it's like literally, seriously, just go away because don't really want to be looking 3909, 1139. You know, like I'm not looking at you. I would much more prefer to block you and go on my own way. But some people don't like do that, and they especially because of the circumstance, right? Not everybody's out online. Nobody has, you know, not a lot of people want to be putting themselves out there because they don't have the confidence to do it. It's not that they don't want assholes looking at them. It's that they wouldn't do it. They don't have the like thing inside of them that feels like powerful enough or like ready to do that. And that doesn't say that they won't or can't or shouldn't. It's just that they haven't, and they most likely won't. And because of that, they're gonna hate you, you know, because you're doing it, and God fucking forbid that you do something different than them. But you're here to overcome and grow these things. It's like all a learning lesson, you know? And it sucks. Sometimes it's going to really suck. Sometimes it's going to really hurt. Sometimes people are going to really do things that feel bad. But we've got to overcome the illusions and release our confusions by being the divine channel, by finding our clarity and our confidence, our strength, our solar plexus energy to, again, put up the boundaries and say, go away to the things that we don't want in our lives, and to plant the seeds of potential everywhere we go and in every person's soul so that we can remain united with our mission and our purpose. We are unique. We are meaningful. We are serving a purpose. We are healers. We have the Akashic record to connect with. We have things that we're doing here. There's things that we're meant to see and things that we're meant to heal and stuff that we're meant to speak and stuff that we're meant to write and things that we will deliver for messages from the other side. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing it. Like for the longest time, I didn't know that I was writing like through channeling, you know, until I understood what channeling through writing was. I was like, oh yeah, that's most likely what I'm doing because they always rhyme and like they just come out of me randomly. It's like shit that I'm not, you know, I didn't learn this in school. I don't know where it came from. It's just there. But, you know, even our meditations, having our high priestess knowing that inner sacred essence of wisdom, it comes through us innately at different times that we don't even realize, like, oh, wait a minute, why do I know that word? Or like, where does this wisdom come from? It's innately within us, and it's meant to be delivered. We're here to honor this new beginning and to birth something different. Look at, and I just went to him again, balancing the duality of the masculine and the feminine, healing the collective between these two polarities, dreaming into being, whether it's our prophecies or histories, you know, we're supposed to be doing something. And you are like, as a prophet, right? Like whether it be prophesied, you are creating. So don't let other people hinder you from creating what you want to create either. You know, like we don't have to be totally focused on the bad and the sad and the, oh my God, it's so bad, but we can't fucking deny it either, right? Like, okay, there's some bad shit out there. There's some people that would really like it to be that way and continue on that path, but we can acknowledge it and also remember that in a lot of the cases with this shit, what they're doing is trying to like replicate stuff that they don't have. They want the frequencies that we emit. They want the abilities that we have. Like Elon Musk just did a thing with his shit, that fucking chip in your brain, the Neuralink, to help people to be like telepathic and telekinesis, like moving shit with your mind and all of that. But like they're getting that program, that frequency, that download, that ability from the ones that can actually do it. That's like the GATE program and like the MK Ultra and all that shit, the targeted individuals, the kids that they've been, you know, doing stuff to all the way through life, is these experiments and shit is because they know that you have the bloodline or the ability to do something that they want to be able to do themselves or replicate. And they do have a lot of shit that they've been making that's crazy. Like, I really feel like it won't, you know, we're obviously gonna have like human robot things around, but it's to the level now, there's a patent for it, that it will have your consciousness, all of your memories, everything that you've experienced up until that point, put into it. And like, it was like, and if the person has like, you know, an issue, like say like something is like missing or doesn't feel right, you can like have a chit chat with them about basically gaslight them into believing that no, that's your actual memory, you're just remembering it wrong. Really, like there couldn't be any problem downloading someone's fucking consciousness out of their brain into a robot, and then we're just going to accept that oh, it probably was just you making up a mistake. Okay, but you know, pay attention to your dreams at this time, because I do believe that our subconscious is going to be helping us to realize we don't need to go to fear, we don't need to go to doubt, we don't need to be freaking the fuck out. Calm the raging sea, become stress-free, be a balance between the masculine and feminine, the logic and the creative, the right and the left. In divine time, things will align. But we can't also just like be like, okay, that's fine, and not do what needs to be done. Okay, there's an ending and a closing of a cycle, a surrendering and allowing for the new chapter to come, so that we can upgrade into the next decade with an awakening and awareness of the truth of unconditional love and applause, like true soul, not fucking becoming bots. That like this robot thing is like is another version of you, and oh, it's just so convenient to have it because now I can feed the dog while you're gone. Like seriously, that's like how they're kind of rolling it out. But you can see that it literally wipes out all privacy, which we are already taken away from. Like, we've already been uploaded. They're in our auras already. There's so much, man. There's so much. There's so much. And it's been, and I can prove it, and I can show it. It's on the government websites. It's not crazy to think about. Like, well, it is crazy to think about, but it's not crazy to know about it because it is available for you to look and see. But we are here at this time for this awakening and shifting of collective consciousness, and we are also here to help with all of this shit, okay? So, like, the angels are working with you. You are angelically aligned as well. You are a divine channel. You are a chosen one. I don't like saying that because it's all ego-y based, and I feel like it can bring about wrong people. It can either bring about people that are like, I'm so spiritual, I just want to be spiritual. Like, the people who are like, they don't even know a goddamn thing about twin flame, whatever. They're like, I want to find my twin flame. It's like, dude, no, you don't. You really don't. If you want to be divine feminine or masculine and have like a lovey-dovey counterpart that you're just run off into the sunset with and everything's hunky-dory, you don't want a fucking twin flame. But they think that they do because they think that it's special. They think that it's well, because they didn't look into it too much. They just see, well, it's the best one because of marketing or fucking, I don't know. People just being dumb, basically. And again, it's like where I've been at lately. It's like, people are fucking dumb, and I'm sick and tired of the dumbness. You know, it's like, and anybody who's truly on that path will know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's not a fun path. It's not something you would be like, you know what? Let me go see if I can get some more of those obstacles. Let me go ask where I can find me one of those. It's a fucking shit show. But you've come at this time because you've already been here. You have already ascended. You're back at this time to go through this. And again, like I said, the Melchizedek stuff can help you. Your dreams are going to be significant, and I do believe they're going to be connecting on multidimensional realities. Like, there's multiple realms of your dreams. Like the flower of life is like, wow, blah, blah, blah. There's something that, yeah, again, we've been separated from like other dimensions, not fully, but 3D, you know, like our consciousness is still connecting to it. Some of us are just fucking hopeless, okay? But if you've been in the astral realm, if you do dream ever, if you have an intuition, if you understand what I'm fucking talking about in this, like, if you have the eyes to see and you understand what I'm saying on a level of like, yeah, it is kind of frustrating, some of the shit that's going on here. Like, if you're aware that there's some bullshit going down, obstacles, you know, you are here for a reason. You are here to awaken and shift that collective consciousness. You are here to open us back up, to overcome and grow, to grid the ley lines and the frequencies and the sacred geometry, and to help us to break out of the limiting things that are going on out of design, right? And we're not alone here, so we do want to ask our angels or ask our guides. And I think that the star beings and the angels are literally one and the same. It's our soul family. It's the peeps that we're working with. It's like some people see them as a fucking archangel, and some people see them as a star being. I don't. And then like there's stuff that gets thrown out there too, like, oh, it's a demon. I think probably could be anything. I think that there could be good and bad in all things. You know, there might be some star beings that are demons, and there might be some angel. Like, we know that. I just saw last night. There's 42 of these ones and 42 of those ones. Crazy, but it's the duality. So we don't need to dismiss it, but we just need to be aware of it so that we don't get, you know, sucked into it. Okay. Get sucked into the ergotha so that we can heal that. And I do believe that there's something down there that's most likely supportive of us too, that can help people, or like would be like a saving grace or something that might be needed at some point. Okay. And they keep finding shit. Like, I just saw a thing today that in Cusco, like Peru, they found a huge fucking underground system that like mirrors the top, and it's a labyrinth of tunnels. Okay. And now under the fucking pyramid, Edgar Casey predicted, you know, a long time ago they were gonna find a thing. They people that said that like a couple months ago, they were like, oh yeah, it looks like there's some shit under there. And people were like, they just came out like a press release and said that, like, no, there really is some fucking shit down there. It's actually a lot more vast than we thought, bigger than we thought, and if it is true, it's like way older than I don't know. Again, it's like this planet's not even a fucking planet. It's a Death Star. It's like it's been created. It's like hydraulics and shit. But they keep finding more and more things under the ground. But it feels like it's, you know, again, dualistic. Some of the places under the ground are going to be cool and nice. Some of the places under the ground probably be like, I don't know, not so good. But again, we've been deceived. Everything's backwards in this world. Is like, you know, if they say that it's bad, like hell's in the depths of the earth, it's probably heaven. It's probably Eden in there. It's probably nice, you know. The guy Admiral Byrd, he seemed to be thinking it was a pretty good place down there, but we've been living in the world where everything's like reversed and inverted, so of course we would think that, you know, like it's so bad down there. But like if you go up into the vastness of the space, into the vacuum out there, you probably just that might be the bad place. And then unicorns are popping up a lot. Unicorns and mermaids have been popping up a lot, but it's like the magic, the mystic. These aren't necessarily, oh yeah, there is a unicorn. So again, I said I pulled cards for Rick, right? There's a bunch of them over here. Let's see, is there anything specific? Yeah, there's one dancing, going underground for a while, okay? And then there's we're ending this fucking negative cycle, and a comforting presence on the way, 36, 22, but that's a unicorn, okay? And it's like I said, all these things are interconnected, interwoven. But I will be doing that for him in a moment, and even this. Obstacles are being removed from your path. divine union, like things are happening, okay? But you are protected, divinely guided. You have, support around you. You are support too. Remember, you can heal yourself and others. You have the divinity within you. Like if you're here listening to this still, you are one of these peeps, okay? You have the bloodline of the peoples. Basically, that's the chosen one. It's like you are a bloodline. You may not be orange negative. That does not matter, because it's, again, it's a recessive thing. It could show up in your grandmother and not show up in you, and then show up in your god kid. Like it's one of those weird things. But the bloodlines are significant, and it may not even be like it may be your ancestor, again, because like we all go back to these weird experiences here on this planet. Your blood that you've incarnated into is going to have things that it's held on to, but also your soul that you've incarnated with is also going to have things that it's holding on to, but also the multidimensional realities, the different versions of existence that are all simultaneously happening out there, but we've been like shut down from them here. Those are all co-current, so they're just like moving further away, and I feel like we've been like, I don't know, it's weird too, and they keep saying like we're spinning faster and faster, so the days are getting faster, and it's like, what the fuck? Because like the other day I saw something that, like, because I had said that, I was like, the days are getting faster, and then I was like, I'm gonna ask her to slow down, and I saw that like Japan or somebody made a huge fucking thing where it was like holding like a reservoir of water, and it was like basically the biggest fucking water dam ever, and it was like tons and tons of weight on that specific spot. So it was like, oh, it did something, and it made it so that now the earth is like going slower a little bit, just a little tiny bit. But now there's been 2 days within this last week that they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be the fastest day ever recorded ever history is the fastest, and now there's gonna be another one that beats that one. And if that keeps happening, I don't know, I do believe that they are intentionally doing the fucking flippity flips, okay? I've said this before, like when the plane started crashing and all that, I do believe they're trying to like manually create a pole shift so that they can go down into Argatha and like get rid of a lot of us, because they do want that, like, only so many people on the planet and memes, and I do believe that they know that we're awakening, that we're a bigger threat. Everything that they do it's just not working out for them. They're like, let's do this, oh, that woke everybody up, let's do that, oh, that backfired, let's do this, oh, that's not working either. Like, it keeps fucking up, and that's just how it's gonna be. It's just how it's gonna be, because they're stupid. You don't win when you're evil. But I do think that partnerships are going to be manifesting too, again, within yourself, but externally. Once you reach that place within, when you love yourself unconditionally, others can love you unconditionally. When you treat yourself with the respect that you deserve, others can respect you in that way. When you emanate the light and you embrace your shadow and you integrate the two and you nurture that inner child, you go into the subconscious, you will find people that can mirror you and splash back the things that are within. And again, the dolphins have been very significant. The water, the ocean, the whales. The whales are going to bring you wisdom. The dolphins are going to raise your vibration, and that's another thing that's important. Like, you can use essential oils because they raise your vibration. Because a lot, like, just having your Wi-Fi on, your Bluetooth on, your fucking phones, your TV, like all of these, like your microwave, your fucking ACs, all of these devices and these things that are happening that are getting more and more and more all over the place, they're impacting people, and it lowers your vibration, and it makes you sick, and it gets you out of alignment. So like, there's different frequencies of everything, and the frequencies of different like essential oils can help to raise you up, and basically any of them are a higher frequency than like what's emitted out of the EMF waves that are coming at people. And like, getting some of this shit can help, the shungite can help, doing things that are like intentional. But it's a lot. But there's a lot of ways that we can do it. There's a lot of ways that we can work it in through the loving and being empowered and remembering that you are divine, you are royal, you are protected, you are connected, and there is some specific, connection out there for you. I think that there may be wounded inner children too that need to heal with each other at this time. For some of you, it could be like you and a sibling, or it could be you and a counterpart, or it could just be different versions of yourself that are existing here now and in other places. But luck is going to be getting more amped up. Like, again, like we've had the duality, we just came out of a 7-year thing too, where certain stuff was like impacting Taurus. Now it's going in Gemini, and it's one of those things that it's like, well, Gemini thrives in the chaos, so it's going to be more beneficial regardless of where it is in your chart. It's going to be more like lucrative and not so crazy, because where it was like, I don't want the chaos, just fucking everything up. It definitely did for myself anyways. But get the 5-leaf clover and the other 4-leaf clovers here, there is luck that is coming in, changing of these things that are happening and manifesting, and also just paying attention and learning about yourself. I can't tell you everything about you. I can't tell you what your chart is, and well, I could, but like not in a fucking reading like this. You love yourself enough to go look it up. You love yourself enough to go discover it. You love yourself enough to figure it out, so that you can get these things that are meant for you, so that you can have sweetness in your life. You can bring in the community. You can have the communication between the divine. The bees are seen as messengers. They are they move between the realms. So again, there is this thing, and I had a butterfly today come in, and I helped the butterfly out. It's again a messenger between the realms, the elementals, the magic beings, the mermaids, the dolphins, the unicorns, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad. It's like it's all kind of amping up. But and I saw a feather today too. The feather was with the turquoise, and the turquoise was funny because the turquoise was like mentioned specifically recently about like, oh, if you resonate with the mermaids, you probably resonate with like turquoise and Larimar and babadabab. And I was like thinking about it, and then I go downstairs, and it also mentioned feathers specifically. specifically. Go downstairs. I have a little like blue box down there. Open the blue box. It's got the fucking thing, the strings of the turquoise and the feather. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's amendments saying hello. And they, you know, they work with you regardless if you are near them or not. They can help you. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys this video, and then I'm gonna do Rick's question with these cards over here. And yeah, that was what I was talking about, is that aquamarine, Larimar, which is that one right there, are also good. Any like the blue turquoisey colors, like the labradorite, those are good for connecting with the mermaids, with your intuition, whatever you feel called to too, though. Like, trust your intuition. Like, there may be something specifically that wants to work with you, but the dolphins, you know, they've been coming a lot more recently. They've been around for like a very long time, but recently Sirius energy has been much stronger. And we're going into the Lion's Gate, which will then bring in that energy of like the gold and the lion and the Leo and the lyre and all of that frequency, which is again our solar plexus. Bringing in your wishes and your desires, connecting spiritually to your mission, speaking into truth as a magician, being your empress for yourself. Look at that, and the emperor was next. So like, again, like when people are doing what they're meant to be doing, nurturing their inner child, taking care of themselves, calling back their power from wherever it's been, they're going to be able to connect with others in a commitment and in a tradition, from a new way of thinking and a new way of being, a new way of speaking, that's magical, mystical, and uplifting, and you will shine your light from that place. But it's like we're walking away from the things that we need to walk away from, and having a death of the old, so that we can heal within and transform and shift our wheel of fortune into a place of the Ten of Cups, ultimate fulfillment, with people who are going to give back what you give, right? Like, you want reciprocal energies, you want healthy connections, you want good things. You don't want to be missing out on all this right here by focusing on something that we shouldn't be focusing on. And in order to figure out what that is, we got to go within ourselves and go into our intuition and our subconscious and our belief systems and what the fuck's under the surface, and like what's sabotaging us and keeping us from what we actually do want. So figuring out where we keep fucking up, where's the shaky foundation beneath us, and finding that balance between the good and the bad, the light and the dark, and all the things that within, and just allowing yourself to navigate through the way that you feel guided to do, without lying to yourself anymore or allowing others to do it. You know, cutting people out, having healthy boundaries, telling people to fuck the fuck off when they are coming at you in a way that you know does not serve you. And that's how you're going to find a person that will be able to do that back to you, because you are embodying it, choosing to do the love, so you will be chosen back. And, you know, have your Four of Wands, your healthy ever after. Ten of Pentacles, ultimate fulfillment. But again, I do think that inner child healing, wound healing, unconscious belief healing, the broken hearts and all of that need to be like looked at right now, so that you can come back into a place of independence, confidence, and knowing who you are on your own, like good, solid, stable, secure, so that then you build something that doesn't crash down. So then you have something that can last the hands of time. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys, and I will share the other things. I just gotta feed my dogs. Namaste.